Hello, and welcome to another edition of the ICA Sports and Fitness Science Podcast. A lot of you know that about a year ago, we relaunched this council. The gentleman with me on this call, Dr. Todd McDougle, he was tasked with putting together a team to recreate or re-energize, revitalize the ICA Sports and Science Fitness Council after a brief hiatus. Like many things, COVID took its toll, but we're back like many other things. And part of what we do on these councils and these meetings is we want to educate other chiropractors how to be a sports chiropractor. And so we have a little bit of kind of dialogue tonight about some of the things that I've experienced as being a team chiropractor. Dr. McDougal, why don't you join in and say hello to everybody? And I'll let you get the questions started when you're ready.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a turnabout, if you will, because I'm going to ask Brant some questions about his experiences. And so, super excited to do this. And Brant, thanks for the opportunity. And thank you for being a part of our sports council. It's an honor to have you as part of the team. And of course, with that being said, what teams have you been working with over these last several years?
I've been in Rockford, Illinois now since 2002. And since then, I'll try to name these teams in chronological order. I was involved with a double A hockey team, the Rockford Ice Hogs, and now I'm happy to say they are now a triple A team, but the Blackhawk affiliate. So that's one team, but it's two teams, if that makes sense. I've also worked with the CBA. Before there was the NBA Developmental League, there was the CBA. We had the Rockford Lightning here. And if any of you were Palmer graduates, you might have heard the Quad City Thunder. That was our big rival.
Mm-hmm.
So I took care of the Rockford Lightning. After that, I also worked with an indoor soccer team. It was just a small local league of players from all over the world. That was really exciting. I got to work briefly with an indoor football team, and then I also got to work with a collegiate wooden bat league, like the Cape Cod leagues, but it's a Midwest league. And then across town, there's another ballpark, and so I got to work with another independent baseball league over there of guys who are still chasing their dream. I would call it maybe single A or lowercase a. Along the way, I've also got to work with many MMA athletes. Many athletes have sought me out because of my experience with these different teams as they went on to become Division I college basketball and other athletes. For some wrestlers that are over in Czech Republic wrestling. And I've also had the benefit of working with the community college here in town, Rock Valley College. They brought me in to be the official preferred chiropractor of their athletic program.
That's a lot. That's a lot in your short career, right? Now, when
Yes.
did you start? When did you graduate from chiropractic college?
I started practice in 2002. So I'm
Okay.
23 years in. Yep.
Wow. Does it feel like it's one of those things that it's been a kind of a blur for you?
I feel like I just graduated 6 weeks ago. I still feel like I'm a new graduate. And I know I'm not, but I still feel that way.
It might be because of all the things you're doing, and we're thankful that you put together things like this podcast too. Well, as a whole, which would you say probably is your favorite experience of all these teams?
They're so unique, and some of them are just one-on-one, and it's really fun to work with an MMA fighter from the beginning of their training and work with them all the way up until the big fight. And when they win that fight, they get out of the cage to be one of the 8 or 9 people down there when they first come out and get that hug. That's probably the most exciting energy I felt in a sports environment, was that hug after the fight, or the other hug when it doesn't go their way, but there's a hug either way. But the last year, the Ice Hogs were in the UHL. They won the championship, and the team made sure I got a ring. There was only 5 extra rings given, but they made sure I was one of the 5. That was really special to be recognized.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? That you become part of that team. And with that, now there are other people that may also support that team as well, right? How do you guys do with getting along with those guys? We're a chiropractor, and there are sometimes issues that arise that create a little bit of a rift, if you will, behind the scenes. Can you kind of share a little bit on that, and maybe even some things to try to avoid during that?
Simple. This is the theme of the Pro Hockey Chiropractic Society. We had just got back all the pro hockey chiropractors from all the different leagues get together, and we had 90 students there. It was a crazy amount of students. And the students just, we were all given the same advice, all of us, no matter if you were single A, triple A, the NHL, no matter who it was, stay in your lane. You do you. You do the adjustments. Now, if you see something on the ankle, you see something on the shoulder, and you think you might be able to help, maybe you can. but don't just jump in and do it. Go get the orthopedic doctor, explain to the orthopedic doctor what's going on. And hopefully, way before this event ever happened, you've been sharing papers and research with the orthopedic doctor, not obnoxiously, just on the side. Like a lot of times I'll just say, hey, I read a really cool paper on shoulders and something that chiropractors are doing. Do you mind if I send you a copy of it? And that's all I ever do. I do that every game. We sit next to each other during the games. But that's, we don't do the whole game. We spend 20 minutes talking about our professions, the other 40 minutes of game time talking about the game or our kids or families. You can't just smother them. But yeah, stay in your lane. You be the chiropractor. Don't tape the ankle unless you're asked to. Let the athletic trainer do that. Don't fix the shoulder unless the orthopedic doctor asks you to. Don't look at the gingivitis unless the team dentist asks you to look at the gingivitis. Stay in your lane.
No, I think that's really good advice. Absolutely. Now, a lot of young doctors are looking into becoming a sports practitioner, if you will, and there are many programs that are available within the chiropractic college itself. Some people actually even get either a bachelor's and or a master's degree, adding in the presentation that they themselves can be skilled as a sports practitioner. Do you have any advice for those doctors that it's one of those things? Is it worth getting like your CCSP or your diplomat or that master's degree? Does it really help?
I would be hypocritical to say you have to have those since I don't. But I
But
do.
you do spend time with other people, right? So
But I do not, when I take continuing education hours, I remember Cleveland Chiropractic took one about how to help golfers with their swings. So I took that one. I go to conferences where other sports chiropractors are talking, and I've created a separate resume of myself of the various sports councils, the various seminars I've gone to, the speakers I've heard, and the things I've learned, the people I've had to have lunch with that are in the sports chiropractic. I've been blessed being able to have lunch with Ted Carrick, who does the concussion protocol stuff. I got to know Michael Longyear at the ICA conference. He's doing massive concussion stuff. Scott Rosa sought me out one time. Another great concussion guy. Hey, chiropractors, we do really good with concussions. But I've been able to interact with these people, meet with these people, and I had them to my resume. And then I put them down as contacts and stuff like that. And when they see the resume, they're not going to fact check you. They're not going to go through and say that this guy did this and that. They just want to see the chiropractor with the most impressive resume. And those resumes, this might be a seminar here, a seminar there. I spoke at Palmer College 2 weeks ago to the student ICA group. I told them to put down this talk as part of your resume that you met with a member of the ICA Sports and Fitness Science Council and start building your resume.
no, that's awesome. Now the question that after all of that everyone wants to know is, do you make lots of money being the chiropractor to the Ice Hogs, for example?
Yeah. So when it goes to compensation, I always talk about Dr. Stu. Dr. Stu is the Blackhawks chiropractor, right? He's an AHL, I'm an AHL. Why aren't I in the Blackhawks chiropractor? I don't live in Chicago, so that's number one reason. I'm not going to be the Las Vegas Raiders chiropractor living where I live. But no, he takes care of the Blackhawks, the Bulls, and the Bears. And he still has a private practice to pay the bills. So if you think you're going to go out there and get all these big major league contracts, think you're not going to do it. Even the orthopedic doctor for the Blackhawks still works at Rush Hospital every other day. You don't do this for the money. You do this for marketing. I get a big marketing package. But how I came up with the fee of the marketing package, I thought about, okay, each game I go, I adjust about 10 players. I'm there 2 hours before the game. I'm there an hour after the game. I see 3 or 4 more players after the game. How many patients did I leave behind in my office? How many people did I see there? And then you come up with a number. And then you sit down with them. You say, I deserve a marketing package worth $22,000. That's what I'm giving up. So I have dashboards during the game. They do the adjustment of the game. When they sit down with the coach, talk about how they're going to change the strategy, but it's called the adjustment of the game presented by me. And also, huge requirement, I have to be on their website. I have to be on there because their website has massive SEO, Google pull. So when people search for me, being on their website is huge because you pop up so much higher. Their website's going to be more active than most chiropractors' websites I've been on for that purposes. And lastly, the biggest thing I think you get when you take care of these teams, I call it street cred. Someone goes, you should go to my chiropractor. Who's your chiropractor? He takes care of the hockey team. You should see my chiropractor. Why should I see your chiropractor? He takes care of all the strong men. Are you kidding me? You got to go see my guy. So I feel like that gives us like instant validation, like street cred with the public that we must be a good chiropractor if they're using us. And I think people seek us out because of that. But if you're going to do it because you're thinking you're going to buy a new boat, yeah, you're not going to get no new boat. But you're doing it because you want that validation. You want that to be that person in your community's eye. And that I love sports, right? I was told if you get adjusted your whole life, you should become a supreme athlete. And those of you who don't know me, my grandpa, my dad, and his both of his brothers, my uncles were all chiropractors. I thought for sure I'd be playing for the Bears at some point, and it never happened. Like I said earlier, I got a championship ring. I'm drinking out of the cup. I've been there, but I don't have any bruises or anything from it. I just had to be the team chiropractor.
No, that's awesome. And those broken bones are overrated, that's for sure. No, that's great. I tell you what, Brant, I'm just thankful to have you as part of our crew, and I'm excited to hear what you're doing for the ICA Sports Council. I know that you're our man behind the scenes, getting all this internet stuff all squared away, stuff that I have no idea how to do, but you're doing it with such ease. And I think a lot of it's probably just your work ethic, and that work ethic shows through not just what you do with the athletes, but also at the same time what you're doing for the International Chiropractors Association. And I just want to say thank you so very much for doing those things. Is there anything else that you'd like to add in today's podcast that we have?
I'm going to end with one piece of advice I give to every chiropractor. Define your standard of care. A patient becomes a patient in your office. You have a certain level of care that patient's going to get, whoever comes in your office, whether it's an athlete, whether it's someone's grandma, whether it's a newborn baby. You have a standard of care. That's an exam, maybe that's an x-ray. I don't know what that is. It's your standard of care. But then take that to the players. Make the
Mhm.
players follow the same standard of care. Because at the end of the day, that's how they're going to judge you is by your standard of care. To every player that comes that I take care of, every team I take care of, we x-ray them all first before the season starts. We establish baselines. That's the way I do my practice. I'm not, you don't have to do it the way I do it, but you have to do it the way you do it, and you have to stay consistent no matter who comes in your door. Whether
Yeah.
it's an auto accident victim, whether it's a public aid patient, define your standard of care and then make the athletes follow your standard of care so you can be the chiropractor you know you can be for every single person.
You bet. And performance is the end result, but data collection makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And you know what? I've been involved in some over 23 years, 21 seasons, interesting in situations with lawyers and other things involved. And I was very grateful. I do my little bit of paperwork at every event, really let I
Mhm.
keep records and really let I have my standard of care. And for me, one of the trainer was against me taking x-rays to begin the season. The players groped about it. They got mad about it. But here in Illinois, the malpractice lawsuits are ridiculous. The players tried to sue the team for back injuries. However, I had x-rays of the players before the season started. They showed their spines weren't perfect before, and
Mhm.
all the lawsuits were thrown out. So the owners want me now to x-ray all the players.
Mhm.
Trainers come and go, coaches come and go, players definitely come and go. But the owners, those are the people you
Yeah.
want to make happy with you. So get the owners in your side.
Yeah. It's totally good advice. Absolutely. Well, I don't know what else that we can go. We've gone, I think, the gamut for this evening, and I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to spend time with you tonight.
I just want to add, if you like this podcast, if you're into sports and chiropractic, like us, follow us, subscribe to us, keep getting these podcasts. We work really hard to try to find some of the top people in chiropractic, and when we can't find them, you get the two of us. It's in order to get the message out there and share it with us. Go back, listen to some of my previous episodes. We've interviewed some amazing patients,
Mhm.
some amazing neurologists, some amazing, just anybody in the sports and chiropractic world.
Mhm.
And we're going to start having live webinars here coming up real soon where you'll be able to jump on to ask us questions as we're doing it live. And you'll be able to interact with us. We're going to try to do those about once a quarter. That's being created as we speak. And additionally, that we have finally locked down a location for our first live weekend. Sit down, break bread with some of the top sports chiropractors in the ICA, learn how we do it business wise, how we do it. Dr. McDougall's technique wise, Dr. Kevin Jackson's silent concussion, subconcussive forces protocol, and come learn from us. Come sit down with us. Remember, in the seminar, you can watch a live webinar and learn something, but the seminar, when the seminar is over and you're sitting around a table afterwards, having a glass of ice water or maybe something else, that's really what you learned. So we'd love to have you in person. And you keep following us. More
Absolutely.
details are coming here. Dr. McDougall's looking at me like I already said too much, but I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyways. But we'd
It's
love to have
exciting
you meet
times.
us. Yeah, have us live in person. So big
Yeah.
things are coming here. Really big things are coming here. We're so excited you listen to us. Thank you. And with that, we'll say good night.